Hi, everyone. Welcome to our on-demand webinar on modernizing resident communications using Recollect's collection calendar tool. My name is Jenny English, and I work here at Recollect as a waste reduction and recycling specialist, helping communities across North America modernize their solid waste and recycling communications. Prior to working in this role, I had the privilege of being one of Recollect's customers. And previous to that, I worked for two other local government organizations that I'm proud to say are now customers as well. My experience has ranged from working as a recycling coordinator to supervising landfill operations and environmental consulting in the landfill management sector. In my most recent role, working as a recycling coordinator, I was tasked with implementing a new curbside collection program, which, as you can imagine, imposed many challenges in the communication space. In implementing this new program, there's one thing we knew for sure, and that's that we needed to help answer a question that is often asked by residents. When is my collection day? You have to admit, it's certainly frustrating when you're headed out the door on your way to work, only to realize you forgot to get your materials to the curb on time. Even worse is when you realize too late, meaning your stuff won't get collected until the next collection date. Materials start to overflow, and well, things get messy. In this webinar, we're going to talk about how you can help residents remember their collection day, but also how you can use these tools to improve resident engagement using modern digital communication tools. Having better communication practices around collection schedules is very important. In this day and age, we are often competing for residents' attention to communicate any changes to their collection schedules. A task that is often top of mind for us in the solid waste field may not be top of mind for residents. People are constantly being bombarded with other important information, and if they are in a rush to get to work or get the kids to school, it's easy for them to forget a regular collection day. To make things even more confusing, collection days often change due to holidays, weather-related events, or even program changes. So it's no wonder residents often forget their schedule or are left wondering what's going on. As we all know, missed collections can be costly, resulting in increased call volumes and inquiries, or even costs associated with sending crews back out to collect anything that was missed. And frankly, this is not a great experience for anyone. So, how do we deal with call volume? A common trend amongst municipal and regional governments is PDF or print calendars. If you've ever been involved in the creation of these calendars, you know one thing is for sure. They take a lot of time and resources to create. You're left with the challenge of what information to include and making sure that the information is 100% correct. Nothing is worse than having a mistake printed or reproduced thousands of times. The time it takes to create these calendars also means they can be expensive, often taking up time from several key staff members, meaning their time is taken away from other important tasks. Printing and mailing calendars also presents more challenges. It's an expensive process, potentially requiring you to procure printing services, and once they get to the mailing process, you can really only hope that they don't get lost, leaving some residents with no calendar at all. And while some residents do prefer to have, say, a printed calendar up on the wall or up on their fridge, many people these days would rather get their information in digital format, meaning the paper calendar winds up out of sight and out of mind. And how do you make sure that residents understand what happens to their collection days when there are holidays? It can often be confusing to know which holidays are observed and result in delayed collections and which ones don't. It's already a busy time of the year for residents, doing things like coordinating events with family and friends, which means it's easy for them to forget that there may be a delay. So when they get home at the end of the day and see their materials are still at the curb, they're likely to call in and find out why. Alternatively, some residents are expecting that there may be delays And when it's not super obvious or clear to them, they wind up calling in just to find out. Making holiday delays a seamless process means residents get to focus on what matters most to them. Of course, other delays, such as service disruptions, are no exception. Whether it's a snowstorm, a hurricane, a water main break, or even a broken down truck, it's important to keep your residents in the know. People are already burdened by these events, whether it be traffic delays, misappointments, or even having to shovel their driveway. They often get upset when they haven't been kept up to date with the most recent real time information. After all, they are looking to you for these updates in these times, and if they can't find the information, then they're going to end up calling in. Needless to say, there are a number of reasons why residents wind up calling in about their collection schedules. This is why so many local governments have dedicated call centers to receive these inquiries. Unfortunately, this is very much a reactive solution to the problem. These calls only end up eating up the residents' time and that of your staff members, traditionally resulting in an experience that is frustrating for both the resident and the staff member. People are already very busy, and the last thing they want to do is to have to spend time making a phone call to find out what's going on with their garbage and recycling collection. Not to mention being put on hold. No one wants to be put on hold. That only leads to more frustration from residents, and with high call volumes as it is, it makes it hard for your customer service representatives to keep up. Another common approach to communicating collection changes is the e-blast. While this can be effective for some residents, it's not an effective solution for everyone. There are many issues with only relying on e-blast. To start, not everyone is connected to email in real time, meaning email is easy for them to ignore. If you're not the kind of person who pays attention to your inbox on a regular basis, it means you might miss out on important information. Further to this, if it's not the resident's preferred means of communication, it probably means it's just more noise in their inbox. And without being route specific, it may very well be irrelevant to them. One thing we've come to realize here at Recollect is residents who receive too many emails with irrelevant information are more likely to unsubscribe from said service, which ultimately defeats the point of the e-blast. So how can we make collection schedules easier to understand for residents? We're glad you asked. Turns out that's exactly how Recollect came to be. We knew that it was important for residents to understand this information, but oddly enough, in this day and age, digital communication methods seem to be lacking in this field. Providing a digital alternative to residents so they can receive real-time information in whatever format they chose is exactly why Recollect's collection calendar has become one of the most popular methods to communicate collection days across North America. And why digital? Well, it's one of the most cost-effective ways to communicate with your residents. It's adaptable and enables you to make real-time changes when needed. We at Recollect do truly believe that your residents want to do the right thing, even if it's just getting their materials to the curb on time. So why not help them do that? Using these tools will help to drive behavior change amongst your residents over time because they are able to get the information they want in a way and time that fits within their workflow and lifestyle. The collection calendar is an easy to use tool that allows residents to get the information they want and need. This will result in fewer phone calls. Many municipalities are looking to print alternatives these days, and this tool allows them to achieve that, ultimately saving money on printing and mailing costs, and in some cases, no longer spending valuable time creating them. The collection calendar tool is a tool that is easily embedded into your existing website and is even available in a mobile app configured with your branding. It's also easily configured to meet your design objectives, so the colors and fonts of the web tool can be tailored to match your website. To get their schedule, residents only need to enter in their address to see a personalized, address specific calendar of collection events. You can even add drop off events that may be available to them. Any collection day changes will be reflected in the calendar. As we can see on the screen here, there are 2 delayed events in a row because of the Christmas Day and New Year's Day holidays. The collection calendar tool also allows residents to sign up for reminders of their collection days in a way that most suits their lifestyle and workflow. They can sign up for as many reminders as they'd like, receiving a notification at a time that makes most sense for them, either the day before or the day of collection. This helps to reduce call volume for missed collections and also what's being collected on what day. Restart. The collection calendar allows residents to sign up for reminders of their collection days in a way that most suits their lifestyle and workflow. They can sign up for as many reminders as they'd like, receiving a notification at a time that makes most sense for them, either the day before or the day of collection. This helps to reduce call volumes for missed collections or residents asking what's being collected on what day. And don't worry, they can't receive reminders after the time when they are required to have their materials out at the curb. That means if residents are supposed to have their stuff to the curb at 7 a.m. on collection day, they aren't able to sign up for a reminder at 8 a.m. that day. The system will notify them and have them change the time. Of course, we understand that most residents really do want to do the right thing. Again, even if it's just getting their stuff to the curb on time. But what about getting them to recycle properly or maybe attend a community event? Well, that's where the campaign feature comes into play. The campaign feature allows you to include educational information which piggybacks onto the resident's existing reminder and also appears right above the calendar. So, whether you want to inform residents that there's a special event coming up, like a household hazardous waste event, or maybe you just want to remind them not to put a certain material in the recycling bin. Another one might be that maybe you want to, help provide some information on how to reduce waste around the holidays. The campaign feature allows you to do this through a couple clicks of a button. Similar to campaigns, the collection calendar also offers a service alert feature, which allows you to send important information to your residents to ensure they are being notified in the case that there are any service disruptions. It could be a weather related event, delays due to traffic interruptions, or any other unforeseen circumstances that are affecting collections. Any resident who has signed up for a reminder will automatically receive these messages. And residents who maybe don't need a regular weekly collection reminder can also sign up for just service alerts. Of course, delays and other service disruptions don't always pertain to the whole region or city, so you're able to specify who should receive the notification, whether it be by collection route, collection day, or as we can see on the screen here, we can even select by specific geographic location. So say there's a water main break that's affecting access to one city block. Using this feature, you can select just that specific area of concern as your target audience. This helps to eliminate any irrelevant communications with residents about service disruptions that may not pertain to them. While the collection calendar offers a lot of great value to residents, there's more to it than meets the eye. Behind the scenes, staff are able to access a myriad of information, whether it be making changes to the collection calendar, collection events, any drop off days, or accessing metrics pulled from the tool. In the admin portal, staff are able to see usage numbers, including the number of calendar views, address searches, and specific adoption rates, allowing you to develop targeted communications to your residents and to understand more about the information your residents find important. So, to wrap this up, take a look at what your existing call center strategy looks like compared to a more proactive approach using digital solutions. Our tools are often seen as cost negative when compared to other approaches, including hiring more customer service representatives to answer calls from residents. While this isn't about replacing existing staff members, it's about improving existing operations. Using proactive digital communications tools like this will allow you to free up time for your customer service representatives, letting them work on other pressing matters while providing your residents with an improved user experience. After all, digital culture is not only here to stay, but is continually growing. It may surprise you to know that it's not just millennials who are using technology to get important information in a digital format these days. The numbers show us that Gen Xers and baby boomers are increasingly adopting digital communication methods, whether it be via their smartphones, tablets, or on the computer. With so much information available in the palm of our hands, it only makes sense to include waste collection information there too. We believe that your residents are not only embracing digital communications, but are starting to expect this level of service. In summary, using a digital strategy can increase the engagement you have with your residents. While online digital tools used to be considered more futuristic, that's really no longer the case. Digital is here now and is becoming ever more popular. It helps to achieve operational efficiency, allowing your staff more time for other important tasks, reducing overwhelming numbers of phone calls, using a proactive approach by empowering residents to find the information they need quickly and easily themselves. Ultimately, this will create a better connection with your residents by strengthening your communications and helping residents to build more trust in your organization. Well, that wraps up this webinar, and I want to thank you for taking the time to check out this webinar today on Recollect's collection calendar and how to better communicate with residents using digital solutions. If you're interested in learning more about the work we are doing with governments all across North America, we would love to chat with you further. You can do this by booking a call with us through our Let's Chat feature on our website at www.recollect.net. Thanks again for joining me, and we hope to hear from you soon.